Hello and welcome back to Starting Point, still the greatest point to start your day with me, Audrey, Toyo, and my co-host, Uli Herdi. It is so great to be here today, Uli.
Absolutely, and we're going to have a great segment coming up as well. But before that, let's move on to our next item first. So among the relentless demands of modern life and the fast-changing world, an increasing number of individuals find themselves grappling with a high amount of stress. In light of this, the pursuit of personal development and growth has taken center stage in their lives. Our guest this morning, Onggy Hianata, is an expert with over 20 years of experience in personal development, and he is a best-selling international author, speaker, and visionary behind the transformative Value Your Life Bootcamp. This is a brief profile of Onggy Hianata.
Onggy Hianata is an international author, speaker, and founder of Value Your Life Bootcamp. He came from a poor family and grew up in Tarakan of North Kalimantan. Fate wasn't kind during his childhood. Onggy had to work and change many jobs to support his family. Eventually, he struggled to study in Surabaya and later moved to Jakarta. His inspirational life journey was made into a movie called Terbang Menembus Langit or Fly Beyond the Sky, directed by Fajar Nugros and starred by Dion Wiyoko, Laura Basuki, and Baim Wong. Released in April 2018, the movie talks about episodic chapters of Onggy's life and process of his success. Onggy was once invited to the United States as a co-speaker alongside John C. Maxwell, one of the most well-known motivators in the world, to talk about leadership. His book, Value Your Life, became a bestseller and was talked about in many shows. He is the founder and visionary behind Value Your Life Bootcamp, an international training which has impacted thousands around the world. From this training, many people have been freed from addictions such as smoking, drugs, gambling, parent-to-child violence, and other bad habits. The training has also greatly improved the life quality and productivity of the participants. The bootcamp has opened 108 batches involving attendees from 80 countries around the world.
Okay,
Yes.
so just from seeing that background, it is really amazing, Uli, to be able to have dialogue with our guest today.
Definitely. I have so many questions. So the man himself is here. Pa Onggy, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning,
How are you
Onggy.
today,
Good
sir?
morning, Audrey.
You look great.
Thank you.
I love your blazer.
You both too. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pa.
The great thing about our guest today is actually he meant a lot to Audrey as well personally, because you've met Pa Onggy a long time ago when you were 14, right?
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about what happened.
That's true, Uli. I actually went to one of his camp, which is boot camp, is a training. And as we saw in the introductory video before, like how it has changed so many people's lives, I really felt that when I went through it, it really changed my life. So it's really an honor to be able to speak to him again today.
That is so great. So tell us a little bit more about the boot camp that Audrey just mentioned before.
Yeah, actually, I started the bootcamp in 2003. At that time, the participant only from 3 cities in Indonesia.
3 cities in Indonesia.
Yeah,
okay.
Bandung, Palembang, Jakarta. And actually, the intention is not the life-changing, only for personal development and release the burdens. And shocking me, you know, after the bootcamp, people stopped smoking, drugs.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I think only coincidence.
Yeah.
But it happened again and again and again. And slowly to I think more than 3 cities after that. Sabang until Merauke, from Sabang to Merauke.
All over Indonesia.
All over Indonesia. And slowly to Malaysia, Singapore, and now into many countries.
So you've gone international as well. not just in Indonesia, but also in other countries besides Indonesia. And actually, the book also has been translated to other languages as well. Is that true? So, like here we have a book. The title of the book was Value Your Life.
Yeah,
Value Your Life. Lepaskan beban tak kasat mata dan optimalkan pencapaian, or release your invisible burdens and live life to the fullest. This one is the French edition. So this is Libérez-vous de vos fardeaux invisibles, vivez votre plein potentiel.
Wow.
So,
I don't
your
understand
French
what
is
you're
really
talking
good.
about.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So the boot camp, how long was it? I mean, the duration of the boot camp?
3 days.
3 days. And Audrey did the 3 days as well.
Yes,
Okay.
I did do the 3 days as well.
Yeah, since starting from until now, 3 days every time. Yeah.
So what did you do? How did you do it? How did you make so many people, change your life? What happened in those 3 days? If you can give us a sneak peek.
Actually, I think every human the same. We have the what we call is invisible burdens that we don't realize it. Actually, starting from we are still in our mother womb, that we're starting to collect that negative issue, a lot of negative issue and trauma, and could be the parents, from our parents and so on. And we receive it as a kid at when we are still in the mother womb, and until the mother get birth, and we are until today. Actually, every day we keep on receiving negative issue, trauma, and bullying and so on, and this become a invisible burden for every human.
Okay.
Invisible burden. How do we know?
Invisible burdens. These burdens can hold you back. Holding you back.
Interesting. And like you mentioned before that every single human have these invisible burdens. How do we know that we have these burdens in our lives?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
And people think they don't have problems. When people say I have no problem, they have the problem.
Right. That's denial. Okay.
That's true. Wow. And so like, can you tell us more, how many countries go to this boot camp? How many people from around the world? And what's like this socio-economic demographic as well?
I think from different kinds of work, we have students, we have officer, or we have government people, like even minister, general, and it's from 14. Still remember at the time, 14.
So Audrey was one of the youngest.
She is one of the youngest at that time, and we have the eldest, maybe oldest is 86 years old.
86 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So I can send my mother to your
they come from I think they come from more than 80 countries now.
80 countries.
From 5 continents.
Yeah. That is just mind-blowing, how you could do that. So tell us a little bit about your background and how, from your journey, from your childhood, that you finally came into this formula, so to say, to do this.
Yeah, actually, I was born as a very humble family. If you don't want to say it's poor, just a humble family. And
where?
In a small city in now it's called Kalimantan Utara. Before it's Kalimantan Timur, Borneo. Yeah, Kalimantan Tarakan.
So you were born there
as
well.
I was born there. It's small city. And because my family, the situation is at that time also, I think most of the condition in Indonesia, a lot of poor people.
How humble was the situation for you and your family?
How humble? My father has 9 kids.
9 kids?
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine? He only worked as a simple employee. Yeah. So I believe the income is not enough to survive. That's why my mother also helping by raising what called the chicken, and we also do the what called the planting the vegetable and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and you were the in the middle child, or?
I'm number 8 from the
number
9.
8 from 9 children. Okay.
So meaning from very young, we must also support our family, earn a living.
Okay.
Yeah. From then I collect a lot of starting from there until now. Actually, still keep fighting in this life. Actually, I gone through so many process, up and down, from there I can learn a lot of lessons.
What was the turning point for you that you finally, I mean, it must not have been easy for you as children to do that, but you must have some kind of turning point that made you can see and view your life and surroundings in a positive way. What was the turning point?
Actually, because I feel that if I continue my living in my small city, I will remain the same. The turning point when I went to Surabaya
For school?
Yeah, for better life.
Oh, so you find a job in Surabaya?
Yeah, I find a study there actually, and also part-time working, and so many struggle. The turning point when I do many small business and fail many times. The turning point when I think, okay, I give up, you know. I almost give up. That's why I understand people get depression, stress. I was there in the position, I know. So when I give up, I say, God, please lead me now. That is my turning point. Starting then, and I don't want to be arrogant. I think I'm so okay. I'm so strong. Actually, I'm weak. I need the invisible hands to help me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you keep going after that, Pa? Because you said you've had many businesses in the past, and also not only successes but also failures. I mean, someone who has gone through that multiple times, a lot of people just give up on the way. But how did you know after that turning point that like you have to keep going and you can't give up?
Yeah, the good news is in I think 1992, I started reading books, and I attended some kinds of training seminars, and that opened my mind that actually we have the potential, and I start believing that I can do it. I tell myself this is only temporary. Yeah.
So you've taken all these life experiences that you had, and it's not only just something you experience just in this world, but also it feels kind of spiritual because you learn something from it. And then you create this, maybe you can call it a syllabus or something, a system to be able to transfer what you've learned to other people. How do you manage to do that? How do you manage? Did you write the book first and then the training comes after, or you started training and then you started writing the books, or what was it?
Actually, I don't have, at the beginning, I have no intention to write a book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I starting with a bootcamp first. And so many people changing, come from different countries. And for those who already attended my bootcamp, they say, Onggy, you must write a book. So many of my friends, a lot of my friends,
right.
so-called forced me to write a book. I say, who am I to write a book?
Right.
And they say this is good for the
legacy.
Yeah, legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy for the young generation. Then I think, okay, if that, I'm ready to. Then I start writing.
And then you start writing. So the moment when Audrey was doing the bootcamp, the book was out yet?
Not
or?
yet. I think that moment not yet.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
not yet.
How did you find out about Onggy in the first place?
I've always wanted to be in the self-development, like personal growth like area, especially as someone who's really young. I think right now in the younger generation also, I think having guidance is incredibly important. So I'm really grateful that at that point I did find this training. Yeah.
Do you still remember the 3 days? A certain part that resonates really well with yourself. Do you still remember a certain part of it?
Yeah, it's been like more than 10 years, but honestly I do, because it was incredible, and the lessons that I learned there are like ingrained in me, that really I'm still like taking them with me right now. Yeah.
So during those 3 days, what was on the first day, what's on the second day, and what's on the third day. I'm getting a little bit of detail here.
The best thing you come to bootcamp.
Yeah, okay. Getting really curious about it.
Chef secret. Wow.
Yeah, so if people want to know more about what we're talking about while we chat about it, can they follow you like on Instagram or social media or on YouTube? What's going on?
Yeah, actually, I'm not so active in social media, but sometimes I also post something in my Facebook, also my Instagram and what you call the YouTube channel. Yeah, Onggy Hianata.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can actually just go and watch the film.
That is true. Yes, that's actually very interesting, Pak, that your life was made and adapted into a movie, Terbang Menembus Langit, directed by Fajar Nugros. And can you tell us more, because not just any person, right, Uli, like not just any of their life story would be made into a full movie. So please tell us more about what was that process like and how did it come to be?
Yeah, more or less like the book. Actually, my friend also say, if possible, make a movie to inspire young generation. And the director, Fajar, went to the bootcamp too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
After the bootcamp, he went to my kampung in Tarakan.
In Tarakan.
And he saw, wow, Onggy, you come from the small islands and now you are achieved now like this in Jakarta. I think it's very good to inspire young generation. Then I think, okay, then we starting talking that this movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure that in the movie as well, that there are a lot of values that can be learned.
Yeah, I believe so. A lot of lesson actually during the movie. This movie is more to the inspirational movie. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the studio in Indonesia, TV Indonesia, every 17 Agustus. They play the movie. Maybe I don't know where the connection. Maybe to inspire young generation. Could be. Yeah.
Also, you can look for it at stream platforms.
That's true.
And watch the film. So the book. Tell us more about the book. What's in the book? What can we expect from the book? And how was the process for you writing the book?
Actually, this book, if you really read it, you apply it religiously, it also works. Of course, a little bit different when you went to boot camp, because physically you were there, and we have a lot of simulation that the process will release your invisible burdens. But reading this book a little bit, according to me, to release the burden, because only you can get the step by step how to handle the challenges, and it's not that detailed like in the boot camp. Boot camp more detailed. Yeah.
So we're going to show you the book. So this is we have actually 3 books here. This one is in French. This one is in French, but these 2 are not. What's the difference between these 2? Is it just this paperback and hardcover?
I think the content exactly the same. Only Indonesian version, English version, and the French version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the Indonesian version. That's the English version and French version.
The content the same. Yeah.
Okay, let me take a look.
Yeah.
So, well, there's a lot of different chapters here, like about knowing your past as well. There's an 18 different parts of the book, starting with why haven't you achieved your dreams, and then about knowing your past, forgive and forget, activate your invisible partner. What is that?
Wow.
Invisible partner.
Okay, invisible partner. Okay. Yeah.
That is interesting.
This is interesting actually. You know, we call subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And most of the time, we only focus on our conscious mind, our thinking mind, and our thinking mind so crowded, and the real potential in human actually in the subconscious mind. The power is there, and most of the people, they don't use it maximum. Okay, so when we know how to use it, it become our partner.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, become our partner. So you are not alone. You have the partner with you, fight together. Yeah, because the very powerful, the subconscious very powerful. the illustration may be like n and 11. Okay, when they one move, this n can take maybe 1 day. This only one move. You know, that is the potential over there.
The unconscious mind.
Subconscious mind. Yeah.
So when the subconscious mind becomes your partner, does it become conscious or does it stay up subconscious?
Do you mean we are unconscious when we apply this?
Like
I'm not sure.
What we do actually, we consciously using the unconscious.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, consciously.
Okay.
So mostly the people not consciously using the unconscious.
The subconscious.
Subconscious.
Yeah. How do we work together with our subconscious mind?
Yeah.
Because that's the term I haven't heard before.
And we can try it. We can train. We can train it.
Or we can train it.
Yeah, if you understand how powerful they are, we can train it.
Can you give an example of how this is put into practice?
Put into practice, I can talk to him.
Oh, okay.
For example,
Him is your subconscious.
Yeah. For example, this morning I wake up in the morning and say I'm happy, I'm powerful. For example, then it works. When we believe it works, when he listen, and it works.
So one of the most important part of the system, if it's so called, is belief. Belief. You have to be able to believe.
Yeah.
The power of.
The power of this is belief. Yes, correct. Like, the illustration may be like Wi-Fi. When you say something, you believe it, the Wi-Fi is connect. When you don't believe, just say, for example, prayer. People pray. Okay, then after pray, they don't believe. It doesn't happen.
Nothing's going to change.
Because
there's no.
The connection, the Wi-Fi connection is disconnected.
The power of the belief.
Yeah, the power of the belief is there. When you believe, yes, you are what you are. You are what you think.
Wow.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
I want to touch upon, you mentioned before, invisible burdens.
Yeah.
How does that connect to the subconscious mind that we have? Because you said like, we don't know, right, that we have our invisible burdens, but what if someone is generally happy and they're successful, they have a good life, they make a lot of money, would you say that they don't have any invisible burdens?
I think everybody has
invisible burden.
whether they realize it, maybe, or they don't realize it. If you say only success, happy, maybe they have a lot of money, big name, okay. If so, why the big name people, rich people, sometimes they die or they commit suicide.
That's true.
And we have so many movie stars, Hollywood movie stars, and Hong Kong movie star, Korean movie star. They are so young, so successful, so popular. They commit suicide.
Almost they look. Almost it's like they're perfect.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
The question is why?
Right.
There must be something that the subconscious mind, negative issue that they haven't handled it well. When they have the pressure come, they trigger it and they take over. Yeah.
Okay. So to be able to do this, so sort of to become a happier person, how do we do it? Do we have to go through the boot camp, and then after going to the boot camp, probably, and then you have to stay by yourself? I mean, how do you motivate yourself?
If only happy, you don't need to go to boot camp to be happy. Okay, you stay at home, you'll be happy because the happy is what you decide in your mind and your heart, and your gratitude every day. They automatically can make you happy.
Okay.
But the boot camp is not for you only happy, but to handle that invisible burdens. Yeah. Because when we carry something heavy, for example, you carry a bag with 50 kilo and you run, of course, there will
slow you down.
Yeah, performance is not that good.
Right.
When you release it, you can run faster. That is the illustration if you have the physical burdens. But the problem is we have not the we cannot see the burden. That's why we call it invisible.
You're not realizing it.
Nobody realizes it.
Right.
Yeah, you carry it.
So to be able to do this, can you do it by yourself, or do you need other people?
I think
or you need a community,
a little bit difficult. You need a momentum. We need somebody guide you.
A mentor.
I think it's not easy if they do it by themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I believe so.
No matter how much you read the book, no matter what you do, you need.
Even you read thousands of books, you don't realize it that you still have the burden that. Maybe you read the book for only knowing the knowledge for you.
As a trigger or something.
But the burden's still there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more time.
Yes, we do. This is really powerful conversation.
I know.
Really want to go deeper into this. Onggy, what is like a message that you want to say, especially to the public or to the younger generation? Because you said before this is needed not only for us, but for, you say you want to contribute to younger generation as well.
Yeah, I think the most important message that I want to convey is, the biggest asset in human is the brain, I believe. It's the super duper computer. And most of the people in this life, they abuse it. They abuse it. That's why so many stress and so on. And unconsciously, actually, they abuse. For example, if I consume all the negative information every day, that is actually I consume. And sometimes we physically also abuse it. For example, when I drinking so many alcohol or take drugs, overdose, and that can abuse your supercomputer. So my point is how we must protect, to release the burden, to make it clean, and to protect and install your future. That's why we have the program called Your Imaginary Future. Yeah, I have the program now, and every week we conduct we call your imaginary future. That is to fit your mind for your better future.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing all this morning. Such an honor to have you.
Yes, Onggy, thank you so
Today's
much.
set to talk about it, and we do wish we have more time. And you can also find more information about Pa Onggy. You just look at the net. Surely he's everywhere. Onggy Hianata, here's the book, and you won't want to miss reading the book as a kickstart of your day, kickstart of your life, so you can have a better future.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much again, Onggy
Hianata,
for coming on the show. It's really, really great to have you here today.
Thank you, Audrey. Thank you.
Thank you, Pa. And yes, that was such a good conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely agree.
I feel like now I have to read the book again. and really work on our minds and our self-development. But don't go anywhere, because we will be back with more positive news for you on Starting Point after a short break. Stay tuned.